Still no sign of them?
None.
Well, I can't wait any longer. I'm gonna do this my way. They can have the leftovers. Hello, Zenith. Do you remember this film? Do you have any idea how close I came to nailing it to your fucking head?
The Rangoons were meant to bring the nails.
Lucky me, then.
I really thought you had them.
Why would I have them? I barely have hands.
No. Not that kind of nails.
Either way, we're not going without them. Hagan's anger is less scary when it's thousands of miles away.
Not if she has missiles. Does she have missiles?
Yes, but not with her in Canada.
Can somebody please scratch my nose? I have a really itchy nose right now.
Shut up!
Oh, come on, mistress. She's nowhere near important enough to be insulted directly by someone like you. I suggest going through a proxy.
Agreed.
Shut the fuck up, you American
Hey.
wool.
What's happening is this. I was meant to nail this to your fucking head, and now I can't.
Well, I can see if the hotel has any glue.
I wanted it to be nails because it would hurt more.
Yes, of course, mistress.
I was then supposed to watch Meet the Feebles with the Rangoons because they're nearly Muppets.
Starch, you won't believe this, but...
You lost the passports too?
So now I'm gonna watch it with you, and I fucking swear you better have a silly fucking hat in this room so I can make you fucking wear it and pretend that you're nearly a fucking Muppet!
And the Make America Great Again hat doesn't count.
I'm sure I can rustle something up.
Mistress? Guess what?
You invented a plane that looks like your fucking house?
Yes, but it won't arrive until long after you've gone back home.
I lost the nails.
So, do you want to do this camera to your benevolent self? Please don't hurt us, oh glorious mistress?
I forget. Do I actually own Rangoon or not?
I don't think so, mistress.
Well, you better hope that doesn't change, Fluffy.
I can check the video.
Hey, I found this. It looks perfect. There you go.
You know, them appearing on the TV screen is gonna make this much harder to follow.
Not really.
Yeah, it's about as hard either way. It's a very silly film.
Garden of Love. Garden of Love.
So, shall we benign? Begin?
Since when do you know the word shall?
Meet the Feebles was Peter Jackson's second film, coming between Bad Taste and Brain Dead. As it's the middle part of his original trilogy, it's full of practical effects, the script's not structured too well, it's lewd, violent, and full of gore. This is Jackson at his most raw and punk, long before a diet of CGI and budget turned him into George Lucas.
It's basically Jackson's parody of The Muppet Show, but through the lens of R. Crumb. A variety show called The Feebles Variety Hour is setting up for its television debut, but literally everything that can go wrong does. Think the Happy Time Murders, but more so.
I'm sure I'd have lots of things to add if I had any idea what the fuck was going on in these clips.
Honestly, oh glorious Lightbringer of Pain, I'm not sure why you wanted to watch this with us.
Well, I would have thought that was obvious.
Yeah, it's because they're puppets.
You racist! We're not puppets!
Minion, roll the clips.
Diamanda Hagan, live action, Starchable process. Alright.
We gotta work on this. Yeah. Wuggity.
How come you're always taller than I expect you to be, you weirdo? I don't know.
Hey, now that's a low blow!
You know damn well outtakes aren't canon.
Ladies and gentlemen, Your attention, please.
Sweet. Tony J back when he still got voice work, before he got very busy with his new career being dad.
Welcome to the newest, the greatest, the most spectacular show in entertainment history.
I didn't know the British Bake Off was that old.
Put your hands together for the fabulous Feebles Variety Hour.
Meet the Feebles! Meet the Feebles!
Well, the Muppets grew up fast, didn't they?
I think you'll find they're the fucking Muppets most of the time.
Oh, they're not. Are they?
Honey, this film is, how should I put it, one long aristocrats joke, with amazing puppets and costumes.
So, it's an aristocrats joke told by a furry convention.
I don't think anyone's ever summed this film up so well before in a single line. I am in awe. So is that carrot. It's off to tell its friends.
Why is the carrot flying? Actually, screw that. How is the carrot flying? When is the carrot flying? Where is the carrot flying?
Well, we can answer at least one of those questions.
The star of the show is Heidi the Hippo, who's basically divine. The drag queen if she played Miss Piggy. In fact, she probably has more humility than either of them.
Hi, Heidi, hi! I love that you are not as pretty as me, but then I'm the star!
At the same time.
Alright, you fat slag, move your ass!
It's impressive how the bad lighting kinda sorta hides the technical flaws and low budget. Hello, desk lamps.
I've heard better singing from a mongoose with throat cancer.
I won't stand for this treatment any longer. I'm an artist.
Well, she's got a bit of a point. Giving tits that big aim skyward is a hell of a talent.
Huge tracts of land, if you know what I mean.
Heidi runs off in a tiz right into the arms, flippers, of her partner Bletch. Unfortunately, his flippers are currently occupied, along with his dork.
Oh, shit! I was just about to pop my cookies.
Well, it's, no Chirpy.
I'll take your word for it.
Chirpy would never cheat on her partner.
Wait, is that meant to be a cat? I thought it was a mouse. Either way, whatever he's fucking her with shouldn't even fit. Just, dear God.
You know what this is? Lots of things, but at the moment it's green porno, the soap opera.
Trevor's been insulting me.
Why, that foul-mouthed little rodent! I'll give him a good talking to.
Bletch convinces Heidi to ignore the dirty rat and perform, planning to drop her completely after the show goes out and their TV series is guaranteed. Not sure how that would work, seeing as the TV company wouldn't be too happy if they fired the main reason they picked up the show in the first place. But everything else in this film is so damn sensible. I'm sure that's just an oversight. Here's Wobbit, a new member of the Feebles gang. He's basically Paddington Hedgehog. Or Porcupine Bear.
Or a boglin that f***ed a pincushion.
I hope one of them bought dinner at least.
This film has a really big cast and a set of plots that are only a teensy bit smaller than said cast. There's Sid the Elephant, who appears to have escaped from a Terry Gilliam animation, and a fly tabloid journalist, an almost literal shit stirrer, you might say.
There's also Arthur the Floor Manager, a worm that looks like a working-class wang with eyes.
There's Lucille the poodle. She and Robert instantly fall in love. I assume because they're straight, which is the strangest thing in the movie.
I fear, with the location and the flagrant fucking heterosexuality, we're already about 12% into a remake of Phantom of the Opera.
And now a hippo's out jogging. Why would I expect anything else at this point?
Clearly because you're unfamiliar with the fitness regime that superstars like Heidi gotta do to keep in shape. You think that Teamster in a foam bodysuit body type just happens?
One leg missing. I got one leg missing.
I got one leg missing.
How do I get around?
Wow, I really like Frog Marley.
That's a great joke. Unfortunately, it was a spider.
Well, with these puppets, it's really hard to tell half the time.
You really shouldn't yell at me.
Starch, you yelled at me whole bunches of lots for losing the nails, but just think, the person screaming right now could have been us.
Jim, it could still be us if Hagan remembers that she can hear us too.
This song is certainly boppy enough, but the presentation is kind of dull, and it looks like it was lit by Hagan.
I'd be insulted, but I don't actually light my shots.
Can I be serious for a moment?
I don't know. Can we? Ooh, for that matter, can we also cuss now? Well, I guess not.
This is a Jim Henson parody, but it really misses the mark on Henson's vibe outside the most surface-level stuff. A good parody knows the soul of its source material and is usually a love letter to it. This just comes across as, it's funny because puppets are being gross. Is there meant to be some sort of message about backstage seediness that never really applied to Henson's crew?
Maybe it's funny because they took the sleazy entertainment tropes and applied them to the squeaky clean Muppets. Also, puppets being gross is funny. At least it will be when I tie you down and make you eat dog shit made of felt.
I told you before, we are not puppets.
I don't give a fuck. You ever seen that movie Tusk? I will sew you into the labyrinth character of your fucking choice.
Jennifer Connelly.
Oh, I can't stay mad at you, fluffy little bastard.
I'm Wobbit. You may be Wobbit to your friends, but you're fly shit to me.
Splinter, rightly, spent most of the time pissed off during the Coming Out of Their Shells live tour.
Piss off.
How do you get around?
Yes. Lucille's got a cute tushy. I wouldn't mind giving her a poke with the old pork sword.
So far, the biggest question is why they didn't give that line to a pig. Double not kosher, guys.
Is everyone in this thing a giant dick?
Nah, the rat's clearly got a small dick. In fact, most of them are pretty small.
Okay, I think I got it. It's a porno, but it's made by dicks, for dicks, and stars dicks. It's like a dick trifecta. The tridicta.
I think you just described a buttload of mammal porn.
Now here's Kermit, as seen between starring in The Muppet Show and The Muppets Tonight.
I got the shakes. Something bad. If I don't get a fix, I won't be able to perform.
Well, looks like Kermit's about to find out what a rat's dick looks like. Oh, the show's got a new hopeful in this bedazzled fish. I bet it smells like a Kardashian's vagina.
Impress me.
Well, that got dark.
It's been dark for ages. Human eyes suck!
Give me a moment. I'm about to get serious again.
This doesn't work on multiple levels.
Mainly because someone turned it into a Pokemon meme.
And because it's really not that shocking.
I was shocked.
Yeah, but you don't count. In the actual Muppet shows, the cast ate each other all the time. It's literally one of Jim Henson's rules for ending a bit. As Brian Henson said, what my father figured out was, if you can't get out, you just either blow something up, or you eat something, or you throw penguins in the air. And it sure wasn't funny on its own. Timing is terrible, and the fact that Hagan dubbed Mudkip over it just makes us want him to eat the blighter, and you can see it coming a mile away.
You're kind of taking the fun out of this, you know? In fact, I need a palate cleanser.
Why?
Sorry, they're not here, you are. One thing I've learned from forgetting more films than most people will ever watch is that murder is rarely a big deal, and this film is no exception.
So, Robert's fallen in love with Lucille, and he's too shy to ask her out. After some consideration, he does the rational thing and gets some advice from his worm. Like you do.
Yeah, Robbo, son, come on in for a cup of tea.
This is such a bad Henson parody that it's got the same scene as Labyrinth, and it makes more sense in this version.
Come inside and have a nice cup of tea.
Because Roberts is almost the same size as Arthur.
I'm astounded how this manages to look like the early 70s, even though it was made in 1989.
That's probably because it was made in England.
It was made in New Zealand, like all of Jackson's films.
Oh, really? Then that's probably because New Zealand is England, just 20 years ago and really far from England. My logic is flawless.
In other news, Bletch and this terrifying pile of rubber are going golfing.
When are we due on a course?
1 o'clock sharp.
Trump cancelled. He was too busy being a dung beetle.
Audience, this bit is where the Trump jokes go. Ahem.
You're ruining Iron Brew by being adjacent
Trump is
to it
what
in
you
color,
get when
you
you find a
cunt.
racist speak and spell to the Golgothan from Dogma.
Stupid orange. Goddamn.
I am
Cheeto.
legally forbidden to call Donald Trump a shit goblin due to a successful anti-defamation suit by the National
Crude
Shit Goblin
bag of
Society.
Pre-chewed food, dude.
He's the love child of a circus peanut and a cyst.
Tangerine-stained waste of seminal fluid.
Well, that was cathartic.
I'm certainly turned on.
So's Trump. In other news, this pussy is a bit of a bitch, and Heidi's about to demonstrate some of the ways he can skin a cat.
You cheap pussy! You shuddering bit herbivore! No wonder Blanche can't stand the sight of you! You liar!
Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag now. What? Over at one of the other plots, Arthur dressed Robert up as a Hispanic stereotype. My guess is he used to be employed at the bottom of a bottle of cheap tequila and kept the costume.
You are my amour, what I adore.
His guitar sounds like an NES theme.
Keep going, keep going. We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's our game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers. It's magic.
Under the light of the Spanish moon, it is for love that I croon this tune. Lucille, Lucille.
I like how the soundtrack got excited and joined in with them.
Robert's got a real problem. He wants people to get close, but he's afraid of hurting them. It's the hedgehog's dilemma.
Stop talking to me.
Everyone in this film is an asshole except Lucille and maybe Robert, but he's annoying in his own way, like how his lisp disappears when it's convenient, or when he sings.
I promise you, I shan't ever bother you again.
Robert, wait! How did you know I love flamenco?
Well, I guess that plot's finished.
Over at the elephant's place, he's got himself an infestation, and depending on how Scottish you are, they're either wild haggis or tribbles. Either way, he probably fed them after midnight.
Of course, this is just to set up a multicolored game of Donkey Kong that all the little gremlins lose.
Flipping heck.
Oh, it took me 6 months to train that lot.
And it was a massive success.
Not a bad little meat patty.
Oh, I didn't know In-N-Out Burger made it to New Zealand.
Back with the golfing, and it's golf. It still sucks. Bebop and Cocksteady are hanging out with the walrus. The rest of the Beatles characters must be chilling at the clubhouse.
Could someone remind me to add nails and skin to my sporting equipment? It clearly makes it work better.
So, now that the Wobbert and Lucille love story is finished, they need a new plot to waste time on. So we get Sid the elephant's ex-wife, who's suing him for child support for this terrifying wuzzle.
It's got your eyes, Sid.
Okay, I am significantly horrified. I need to go home and rethink my life. And play Kingdom Hearts. It makes more sense than this anyway.
Fine. I'll stay. But I'll pretend it's my idea.
The baby looks like the kid from Eraserhead if David Lynch was a fucking boobah.
Okay, if this sort of thing is possible, why are there so few chimeras in this world? Are they all the same species? If most of the Feebles are tiny, then why is everything built to human scale? So many questions. So few I care about the answers to.
You can tell she has a serious eating disorder, all that food's falling out of her fucking mouth. Tired and emotional, Heidi has a flashback to the start of her career. A different time when Muppet Blackface was socially acceptable.
It's like they saw the crows from Dumbo and thought they weren't grotesquely racist enough.
Ain't she something? She only been here a weekend already. She's a packing the joint.
These guys are the third most racist thing you'll see all film, and what's almost worse is the aggressively mediocre singing.
With a voice like that, she's gonna go places.
Terrifying and inexplicable places.
I'm hip to your lip, you see.
Sounds like she got locked out of her house and is yelling at the key through her door.
From the gentleman with the red carnation.
Well, that'll be easy to find in this flashback. This is Heidi's first meeting with Bletch.
I don't even know who you are.
And yet, I somehow trust you implicitly. I trust that I'll never regret this.
They call me Bletch.
It rhymes with wretch.
And kvetch.
And tetchy.
They call me Bletch.
I think he was named after his mother's reaction after she gave birth to him. That would explain so damn much.
Regardless, if he'd paid attention to the lyrics, he might not have been surprised by Heidi's issues with food.
You want a piece of the pie, but you don't want to share with me.
Anyway, the assholes figured out the one thing that makes golf tolerable.
It's good gear, I can assure you.
Of that I have no doubt.
Trump jokes intensify.
You know, none of us are really being fair to Trump. It hasn't been proven that vast piles of cocaine have reduced his brain to its current quivering pile. It's just as likely to have been syphilis.
My apologies, Cedric. I had a bone stuck in my throat.
Did I pass the audition, Mr. Blake?
Stomach acid burns are fucking hilarious. Stop looking at me. Put that hat back on.
Climb on up, I'll give you a valve grind.
What's up, cock?
Oh god, my eyes!
What a bunny threesome is shocking to your precious little eyes!
They are to mine.
Hostages don't count!
I can't even see what's going on. It's the strobe light that's killing me.
As you can see, Harry the Rabbit and two close friends are screaming like jackrabbits. I'm almost shocked they didn't just call Harry Jack and save me a joke.
Oh, those carrots, they make me good in the dark.
Then, lines like that remind me that this film's comedy is on a whole other level from any of us.
They don't call it bunny lingus for nothing, sweetheart.
What about me?
Cock rabbit! Down in the bowels of the building, Roberts come across Rocky Horror by way of Yifcon.
Did you have to say come across? It's a puppet animal porno. I don't even know what animals these are meant to be. That's at least 3 kinds of wrong right there.
Personally, I love Cher's early 90s bovine look. It's really quite daring.
You ruined my take, kid. I never do 2 takes.
I trained in snuff movies. Which is good because Cher killed her co-star by sitting on him.
Didn't you realize you were sitting on his face?
Well, I felt a bit uncomfortable, but I thought it was my hemorrhoid.
Feed me, sea mouse.
And the rat finds his replacement in an anteater with a very particular fetish.
Well, what do you know? It's Dennis on a smelly minge binge.
That is top quality rhyming right there.
Because this film's about as coherent as Wynard the Frog here, we're cutting to him practicing his act with a bad case of the shakes.
With a mean case of sounding like Richard Nixon after a 5-day bender.
Can we just skip forward to the death? We all know exactly where this is going.
I don't know where this is going. He's going to receive treatment?
You know, if they really wanted to be shocking, they should have gone for the eye or maybe one of the naughty bits. Chop, 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 chop.
If they really wanted to be shocking, they should have made the rest of the film about him and the assistant's family dealing with the trauma and fallout from the accidental death. That would have been something.
Because this film is really a collection of skits and sketches that line up so perfectly that it creates the illusion of a narrative, we get to a bit where Robert ignores directions and decides to make the Bulldog's opera all about him.
You were instructed to stay upstage left.
Italian pennant bearers of the 17th century were frequently known to patrol the rampart.
Good grief! I asked for a pennant, not a pedant.
Okay, that was funny.
The director is such a silver fox.
You know, after giving this 2.4 seconds thought, I've decided that I'm with the director. Robert's being a showboating, fuzzy little prick. It's like he was auditioning for Glove and Boots.
I suppose you'd like everyone to stop singing while you come forward to do a little war dance center stage, is that it?
Whoa, it had crossed my mind.
As you can see, the porno's evolved into one of the first nasal sex films, which is probably an improvement. I'm guessing. I'm also glad it's off screen. It's the morning after the night before, and Harry the Rabbit's not feeling too good.
Wait, whoa. The morning after? I thought they had 12 hours between the start of the film and the live broadcast.
We're going out live in 12 hours.
Yeah, what they said.
Time is an illusion. Time spent wishing I was watching something else, doubly so. Oh, and now more pleasant Rita Skeeter is eating shit out of the toilet. That's a powerful metaphor for this film.
It's planning on broadcasting Harry's possible sickness to the world.
Come on, you can tell me. I'll be very discreet.
I'm as fit as a fiddle. I feel fantastic.
Random question, but why? Why would the world even care? They don't even have a show yet.
That's your big question about what the fuck is going on? An elephant just fucked a chicken!
Oh, you are well trained.
Thank you, mistress.
This is going to be a great scoop.
I think it's just become its evolved form, a swim. After his outburst, Robert's been sent by the director to become the Frog's latest short-lived assistant. Okay, that makes sense. What doesn't make sense is Kermit now sounding like a Christopher Lloyd impersonator.
Have you got any smack? Smack? Horse. Liquid sky.
Russell Dust.
Chronic Basildon Donuts.
Yellow Bentines.
Joss Aklunda Spunky Backpack.
Bromicide.
Clarky Cat.
Cool Flaxen Charlie.
Argue Barmis.
Cake.
Fucking Bubbles!
Vex Vapor Rub!
Now, there's no way that can get you high. Unless you use it in some way that I don't know about. Oh, God, no! How could someone do that?
Oh, it's easy. See, all you gotta do is find a really, really open-minded taxidermist.
Time to a flashback to the Frog's Vietnam War days. This explains a lot.
Here we can see where Jackson learned all the lessons that would serve him so well in filming the epic battle scenes in Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and Forgotten Silver.
I have to say, this is a relief.
Why?
There's no way in hell this Nam flashback could afford to license Spirit in the Sky. We're spared!
True, but hypothetically, we could probably get away with about 7 or 8 seconds of it on YouTube.
When I die and they lay me to rest, gonna go to the place that's the best. When I lay me down to die, going up to the spirit in the sky.
Jim, you had to tell her!
Hey, I said hypothetically!
April, thank God. We thought the goose got you, 8-ball.
You see all these Vietnamese cats? They just raise all sorts of questions like, was Bletch's girlfriend also Vietnamese? Was she Asian? And other questions like, how can this be only the second most racist thing in the film? Oh, time for breakfast at Mickey Rooney's, guest starring Audrey Hepburn.
You're weird! I can't see!
It's like someone saw a cat and decided it badly needed to be redesigned by Dr. Seuss circa 1943.
But then, on the third night, they brought him back to us. The bastards had taken his legs.
Well, Vietnam was a French colony. I'd be more surprised if some French culture didn't bleed into the food.
Why did you have to say bleed?
I think the funniest thing about this section of the film, apart from the debate on how to communism properly, is that they didn't actually have the cash to make it as part of Meet the Feebles. So Jackson mounted it as an unrelated short film called Frogs of War, and just kind of edited them together because he could.
Wait, this is meant to be a takeoff on the deer hunter, right? So why aren't the cats deer, or at least some kind of antelope?
Look, we all know where this is going. Can we just skip ahead to the...
Let's get out of here.
Oh, that was unexpected.
Point to you, movie. Long story made only slightly less long because I'm going to waste your time. He got away, leaving his Sarge to be killed by the Viet Cong, ready to start his exciting new life of horror independence.
It was 6 months before I got out of that Saigon hospital. By then, I was hooked on every barbiturate known to man.
Luckily, animals know of even more drugs than man.
Bletch and Splinter are watching the finished porno and have decided that it's so good that if they slapped Jack Stone's name on it, Max Force would be unconvincingly excited to sell it.
What an organ!
I have discovered the new wave of amateur hardcore pornography, and both of you need to see it.
And you got a title? Well, how about Anal Antics? Anal Antics. Not bad.
No, that is bad. Very bad. If you're gonna do weird porn, commit to sparkle motion, dude.
How do you define weird porn when most possible couplings are some form of bestiality?
Play up the nasal sex angle. Have a title that just screams, this is some weird shit, and you're gonna watch it, if only for the curiosity factor.
Slow torture puke chamber?
Not bad.
Boogie Nights?
Pinocchio, but the Roberto Benigni version.
Ding ding ding! We have a winner!
Yeah.
Now we meet the contortionist, and what the flaming hell is he meant to be? A vole? An eye? A lemur?
Worse, the most racist thing in the film.
Please do not interrupt me. I am traveling on the astral plane.
That's meant to be a person? Or does Peter Jackson think Indians are a type of animal? Neither of these options are good. I just want to skip to the next scene. Harry staggers around like he just got out of the extended cut of The Hobbit.
I'm sure this universe's version was called The Hobbit.
He ends up with a doctor, Howard the Quack.
There's only one disease that fits these symptoms. It's the big one.
Wow.
I know, right? He did so much cunnilingus he ended up with rabbit starvation. That threesome, it was Night of the Lepus, and now it's Night of the Leper.
I'm going to assume that's a bit more highbrow than what I was going for. An exclamation of shock that they went for an AIDS storyline.
Can't be true! It can't be! I've taken precautions!
I'm really not sure why you're still shocked at this point.
Yeah, with this film, he's lucky if he only gets AIDS. Over with the contortionist, his act is going well.
Are you all right up there?
Stuck my head up my rectum.
Rectum? Damn near killed him! Yay!
Will no one get him some assistance? See what I did there? Before he got stuck, he was doing some snake charming, and I gotta ask, why is snake charming impressive in a world where snakes are sentient?
The director goes to Bletch. Many of the top acts have had to pull out due to death or related things, and he wants to bring his own song out of retirement. Remember this, it's going to be the best part of the film.
This is a family show, for Christ's sake.
Depends on the family, really. I can really see the Partridge Family getting a kick out of the song.
It's your loss, Philistine. Faggot.
I'm going to pretend they didn't call the fox the F word. Fox? No, fat.
Hey, Minion, let's see if we can import some of Mr. Brain's pork faggots for Let's Start with Zenith later on.
Sorry, Mistress, no can do.
What? We can't import meat?
Well, that, and did you know they're technically a hate crime in Canada?
Huh. Well, they're a bit salty, yes.
Note to self, find something worse than Max Magician and have Hagan review it.
Isn't that your job?
You have no idea how turned on I am right now. Heidi has it all. Her looks, a career, the illusion of love. So she decides to try having her cake and eating it, along with the rest of the bakery. You know, I just realized that the rat's pornos would probably sell more if we just filmed this scene.
He could have called it Hungry Hungry Hippo.
Will that be all, Frau Heidi?
Something to take away, maybe?
The Black Forest cherry cake?
Oh, great, Pesos. Move your hand away. I want some shots of
Eventually, Harry's had enough of the flies shit and just blasts him with some insecticide. I'd wonder why this world even invented insecticide, but this is murder less foul than letting him live. Anyway, Robert and Lucille are engaged. They met about 5 hours ago, and one of those hours was Robert freaking out over asking her on a date. This happened so fast, you'd think the makers got marriage mixed up with casual yiffing at a fur con.
An understandable mix-up.
The hedgehog and dog are happy. This can only mean that something horrible and rat-shaped is about to happen.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
I hate being right. He roofies her with an Alka-Seltzer. At least her heartburn will be cleared up when she comes to. Very small consolation, I know.
Oh, what beautiful white fur.
Please let me leave. I'd rather not see any other dogs get raped today.
Other? What the fuck have you been watching?
You know what the fuck I'm talking about here. Now let me go.
It's a very interesting argument. It's very, very nuanced. It's got many levels. But on the other hand, have you considered? We're practically having a Socratic dialogue now.
You be winking. It's okay. I finished with her anyway. Oh, go for your life, kid. She's a real good ride.
The score is amazing. Sounds like a very talented swarm of wasps increasing in confidence.
Lucille, how could you?
What follows is one of the film's better bits in that it's kinda sorta Hinson-y. Heidi sings a song, The Garden of Love, and desperately tries to improve its entertainment value by accidentally destroying the set, thanks to all that extra cake weight.
It's such a damn shame. Peter Jackson has so many facets he hasn't used in decades. Subtlety, class, creativity, musical numbers with anal sex, sploshing.
There is Black Forest cherry cake in your cleavage.
Heidi has another breakdown, running to Bletch and screaming for reassurance. I can't wait to see how badly this goes.
Heidi!
Bletch? It rhymes with stench.
Now that's a stretch.
First one to make a Heidi was so joke loses. Deal?
Deal. You just lost.
That doesn't count. Okay, this is legit clever, but also really dumb as the fly set up a darkroom in Harry's cistern. I mean, it's a smart location, it makes sense, but how did he get in there? How's he going to get out? How's he going to remove his photographs? It just raises too many questions.
Aw, looks like the dog from the storyteller hit some hard times. He's taking part in a drug deal with Bletch. Unfortunately, there's just a bit too much poison in the cocaine.
Nah, I think he just got Hunter S. Thompson's order by mistake.
Borax!
I'm pretty sure this is how Snowflame got his powers. Borax isn't really that poisonous, is it?
Are you really gonna get that pedantic?
It is kind of our thing.
Oh, great. It's their thing. And I get tasered if I do it. Come on. I wasn't even on screen for that one.
No, Mr. Blitz, please!
Oh, what a Wizard of Oz reference! What a Wizard of Oz reference!
You liquidated him real good, boss.
Well, that was weak. How about you sure axed that bore, or at least he'll be easy to clean up? Before Bletch can go murder some rival gangsters, he has to make a short stop at Heidi's room to convince her to perform.
Well, he's gonna give one for the team.
I'll be skipping that scene because this description is already longer and more interesting than it is.
Somebody call the network. The show will go on.
Over on the docks, Bebop's hanging out with the Gartham because Meet the Feebles was secretly the Dark Crystal the whole time. They're getting bored waiting for Black to come and murder them because of the borax thing.
Also might be because even Jackson got bored with the Muppet parody.
Oh, screw Cedric. It's bad enough getting wasted, but to have your last living memory being rooted by a Scotch psychopath.
I can't help but wonder if the Australian crab was a sly reference to white people going to the beach and ending up as lobsters.
Lobsters on South Beach.
Sunburned.
Aw, dang. I thought you were saying white people had an exoskeleton.
I was hoping for a Jordan Peterson joke. But I'm always hoping for a Jordan Peterson joke. Isn't his approach to rigor.
All right, and yes, sirree! A clean hit, a perfect hit, and no pain for the target.
Here I come to save the day!
And now there's a giant spider, which is just a mindless animal. The last spider was a piano player. I wouldn't mind the film so much if there was some arachnid consistency.
Oh no, he's eating the first tenor! Who's gonna sing opera now? And come on, if the giant spider invasion taught us anything, it's that the bulldog should have been shoved up that thing's butt.
God, I hate arachnids!
I am quite enjoying Jim Henson's The Mist. Helob is an amazing creation. Did you know that Weta Studios was founded for this film? And the guy who voiced Bletch voiced a giant spider in The Hobbit. Peter Jackson's whole career is like a really freaky circle.
Well, that was more convincing than the ones in The Hobbit.
And the one singing about his legs earlier was more convincing than that one.
Peter Jackson should have quit making spiders when he was ahead.
It's kind of fitting that the guy who voiced Wobbert and Heidi played at least one of the dwarves.
I'm Wobbit. You may be Wobbit to your friends, but you're fly shit to me. Piss off. How do you get around?
With the spider dead, there's only one guy left in Cedric's gang, Mr. Big himself. He turned to crime after his acting career didn't go anywhere after his cameo in Baron Munchausen. Luckily, he's much better at the crime thing.
Christ, it's Mr. Big! Hello, Bletch!
Hello, 3/4 of the budget. How you feeling tonight? Oh, you're a bit congested, I see.
Oh, he just ran over Jonah! Second darkest Pinocchio adaptation ever made! It is a clever way of killing someone, I'll give him that. I'd have to use micro machines. I don't kill many giants.
That's because you're bigger than literally everyone on the planet.
You know, that car is weirdly clean for driving down a throat and out of an ass.
I'll have to change my suit. I'm covered in ambergris.
Oh, so that's where it all went.
The Fly's story about the rabbit goes to print. Luckily, the only person who prints it starred in Five Nights at Freddy's, so only YouTubers who pretend to be scared for money give a crap. The lights go down, making it even harder to tell what's going on, and the show begins. Let's see how it crashes down around itself this time.
Stop showing the audience! You're embarrassing puppet-based entertainment everywhere. Some of them are paper plates on sticks, and you put them in the front of the shot.
So, who's shitting themselves waiting for news about Wobbert and Lucille? No one? Good, that'd be embarrassing.
You're nothing but a loose lash, Lucille. And I never want to see you again.
Oh, Wobbert, you prick! Even if she did sleep with the rat, she wouldn't be loose. His dick's not that big.
You know, this movie is pretty much what would happen if Adam Buxton and Joe Cornish made a film together.
Okay, I don't know who they are, but this is like if they remade Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but decided everyone should be an asshole.
That is exactly what Adam Buxton and Joe Cornish would do if they made a film together.
What's the time frame for this film anyway? Isn't this over, like, a couple of days?
More like 12 hours.
Well, that's just silly. You need at least 15 hours to meet, fall in love, ask someone out, get engaged, catch her being roofied, and be a dick about it.
Indeed. Anyway, Bletch has had enough of the flies reporting, and you know what they say, you'll attract more flies with shit than honey.
I say, everyone, who's the dirty person who did the great big stinky poo that's blocking up the toilet?
Honestly, Bletch is a little less cruel than I expected.
Well, what do you know, boss? A left-wing reporter.
Okay, now that was funny.
Help me! Help me! I'm shocked they didn't have him say, help me in this shot. Oh, fuck, I'm drowning.
The show's a smash hit. Your guess is as good as mine. And Heidi sneaks into Bletch's room to celebrate their new syndicated show. Oh, that's something else I didn't need to see. Anyway, Bletch is a massive dork.
Kiss me, Bletch.
Get away from me, shuddering mound of blubber!
Yeah, he has the show now, but she's the star of that show. Even if the contract that he's not yet signed allows him to fire her, the ratings will tank. He might find her a disgusting load of blubber, but the audience clearly doesn't.
Also, he's a walrus. You'd think he'd be into that. Heidi has a bit of a break with reality, seeing visions of the whole cast laughing at her, when in reality they only did that when she sang at them.
And now, someone who needs no introduction.
Silly rabbit! Eating 17 boxes of Trix is for kids.
Vomit! Comet!
From that overdramatic reaction, you think she was kicked off RuPaul's Drag Race. She tries to kill herself, fails, and then goes to Plan B, which I'll reveal after these plot updates. The elephants and his wife argue on stage about their kid. Probably the best act so far. And then the frog's thrown on stage, high as balls.
Oh, yeah. Hey, wow. Amazing.
Nah, I think that one was the best. It's Vlad the Auto Impaler.
Surely the best part of the movie is whatever I imagined to block out what really happened. It had unicorns in it, you know. I do enjoy unicorns.
You were all wrong. It's this, the best song in the history of New Zealand.
He wouldn't dare.
Oh, yes, he is, boss.
I assume I can't actually think of another songs from New Zealand. The fucking Sodomy song!
Sodomy, you must think it very odd of me that I enjoy the act of sodomy. You might call the wrath of God on me, but if you tried it, then you might agree that you enjoy the act of sodomy. Don't worry if you feel ashamed, it's been around for years. Thousands more than can be named are interested in reels. Don't worry about hell, no harm will come to your soul. We're not all Pentecostal, but everybody's got an asshole. Let me tell you about sodomy. You must think it very odd of me that I enjoy the act of sodomy. You might call the wrath of God on me, but if you tried it, then you might agree that you enjoy the act of sodomy.
Well, talk about bad taste.
Fundamentalists find difficult to swallow. So join me as I sing of an activity that's fun. Open up your ring and try it from to bum 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 sodomy. You must think it very odd of me that I enjoy the act of sodomy. You might call the wrath of God on me, but if you tried it, then you might agree that you enjoy the act
Packer.
Yes, boss?
I want that fudge packer eliminated.
Oh my god. The legends were true. This film does have a best part. Holy crap, those animatronic twinks were amazing.
Actually, those were...
Shh! Just let her imagine.
That shit is justifiably the most infamous part of the film, if not the whole of Peter Jackson's early career. Jackson spending all his time making big-budget films is pretty much a tragedy. It's like when Michael Palin and Bill Oddie quit comedy to do travelogues or to stand around in fields.
So, Heidi attempted suicide, and thanks to a bout of good fortune, ended up in Bletch's office, where she proceeds to say hello to his little friends.
Eat leg, you man-stealing slut!
Forget hobo with a shotgun. This is hippo with a shotgun.
I will not forget hobo with a shotgun, thank you very much.
When darkness falls, leaving shadows in the night, don't be afraid, wipe that fear from your eyes.
Now, viewers, you might think that the sodomy song and Heidi's rampage should have been intercut together, and you'd be right. They were separated here so the resulting video would be somewhat transformative.
And because I really wanted to edit porn in.
I think it's a testament to the show's quality that the audience didn't run away until the gun-toting lunatic actually started shooting at them. Oh, and that's real ammo they're using, by the way. It was cheaper than the blanks.
Oh, shit.
Miss Heidi, I know you're a real star and all that, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to dob you in.
Like, you see, murder only counts when you kill double digits of people. Heidi has him play her song, The Garden of Love, for the last time, as they wait for the sirens to overpower the music, even though he's literally the only one who couldn't play it for her. Like, except for all the dead ones, I guess.
Okay, everyone's dead. Well, that's one way to end a movie.
A review, too.
What?
Hmm? Oh, wow! It's an over-edit delivery from Afghanistan! That must cost a lot!
No, Jim, don't open that box!
Oh, wow! It's a clot of Rangoonian carnivorous moths!
Yeah, well, I'm not falling for that. Hey, Starch! Package arrived for you. Ow! They bite! Ow!
Those fuckers really shouldn't have forgotten my nails.
Oh, my bad. Not everyone's dead. The worm, the elephant, his kid, the fox, Wobert, and Lucille all had happy endings. Well, except for Lucille, they forgot to write her an ending. This was unpleasant, raunchy, and all around fucked up, but there was a certain something I liked about it. It's not something I would ever watch again, but that ending was completely ridiculous and crazy in a way that made it fun to watch. Seriously, that sodomy musical number was amazing. Everything else, though, no thanks.
This film is awesome. It's just fucking awesome. It's kind of like Galaxy Quest in that I don't know if it would be improved if they just made it with whoever's being parodied, but I'd still like to see it. Jackson has so many talents that he doesn't use anymore, and that's just sad.
I'm Demanda Hagan, and I have to live with it every day.
And I'm Zenith, warrior princess. So, you kinda indicated that you'd end this review with you killing everyone?
I don't have to. You know why? Because I'm leaving Max Magician playing on a loop. And an open window. Desperation, agony, and a wish to get away from that fucking kid's performance will do the job for me. Have fun, happy flying. Well, that's embarrassing, isn't it?
Wait, mistress, are you aware that the continuity of these crossovers doesn't exactly line up? Also, the Rangoons are going to be alive by, like, the end of the review anyway.
Minion, are you aware that there's room in there for one more?
Yes, actually.
Good.
Yes,
that's my idea. Prepare yourself, you know it's a must. You're gonna have a friend in Jesus. So you know that when you die, he's gonna recommend you to the spirit in the sky. Oh, he will recommend you to the spirit in the sky. That's where you're gonna go when you die. When you die, you're gonna go to the place that's best.
Here we are in Eden, though we hope to stay, almost slipped away.
Roar!
Ow. Ow.
So how'd you get rid of your moths?
Oh, I offered them a hostess fruit pie. You?
They bit me. Turns out I've got a lot of bufotoxin in my system. They've declared the porch light their new god.